All right. We are, Jesus, I need a new chair. It's so squeaky. We are live just on TikTok today because my last live got glitchy and I didn't know it was getting glitchy. So I don't like the way this looks. There we go. I didn't know it was getting glitchy. So thankfully I recorded it twice, but I'm going to try to just do it um, without overloading too many devices since I'm far from the router, the modem, whatever it's called. Anyways, today's discussion is about becoming the divine mother in business. And I want to make it very clear, you do not have to have earthside children to still be the divine mother in business. Okay, this is not in the technical terms of, you conceived, you went into labor, and you birth a child. Women by nature are creative. Women by nature birth things, whether that is people, whether that is an idea, whether that is a vision, whatever it is, we birth things, right? Think about Mother Earth and how Mother Earth, how life spans from Mother Earth, how life is created through Mother Earth, right? Look at the trees, look at the plants, look at all of these things. So that's what we're going to get into today, is being the divine mother when it comes to your business. What is the divine mother? Where was the disconnect in, from daughter into motherhood? Where did the wounded daughter not evolve? Where did the wounded daughter become the wounded mother? Which I talked about in a post yesterday, where I said that, there are mothers out there that are just little girls in a woman's body. You have not, you have not evolved. You have not done like the full transition, right? There's work to be done. There's an evolvement process to happen. So that's what we're going to get into today. I'm excited. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nikki. I am an intuition and business vision coach for women entrepreneurs. I help women entrepreneurs tap into their intuition so that they can go and lead their business through their intuition and really just embody a sense of self-authority. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Becoming the divine mother in business. So what is mother at the core? And again, you do not have to have children to be mother. What is mother at the core? Mother is of the divine. It is nurturing. It is creation. Okay, mother is creation. Mother is intuition. It is wisdom. It brings life into existence, whether that is through people or an idea or a vision. It brings things into existence, right? When you manifest, you are bringing a thought into reality. Okay, that is of the divine. That is feminine energy right there. It is the source. Mother is the source. When you need something, you go to the source. You go to Mother Earth, right? It is the source of creation. If you need fruit, you go to the tree that bears fruit, which came from Mother Earth. You see what I'm going with that? It is the source of creation. Mother is protection. Mother is compassion. Okay. Now, the wounded mother, which is where the wounded daughter who did not heal and who did not grow up come from, the wounded mother is not those things. And you can be a wounded mother. You can be I'll call it in a transition, right? Where in some aspects you're still a wounded mother, but in other aspects you're evolving into the divine mother, okay? And so the wounded mother is overgiving, struggles with control or perfectionism, fear of abandonment or rejection. How many times have you wanted to do something in business and you are afraid of how it's going to be perceived? How many times have you thought to yourself, I'm going to make this piece of content, I'm going to post it, and then you don't do it out of fear of what the people are going to say, right? What will people think if I do this? So then you don't do it. Well, that's a wounded mother thing. That's a wounded mother that stems from the wounded daughter. We'll get into it. Struggles with control, perfect fear, abandonment, rejection, projection of unhealed wounds. I see this a lot in the physical sense, where mothers have children and they believe they're protecting their children, but what they're actually doing is projecting the unhealed versions of their childhood onto their children. And they have convinced themselves that it is in the name of protection, but what it actually is it is a projection of the little girl that did not get what she needed, and now you're overdoing it with the children, right? We see this in business as well. We project our unhealed wounds. We seek trauma bonding in our clients instead of seeking transformation. We will seek an approval of our clients. We want them to like us when we're not giving them anything to transform them, right? Sometimes in moments of transformation, if you are a mentor who is really good at what you do and you go through it and you help your clients transform, they're not always going to like you in those moments. I have had mentors who they have helped me transform, and sometimes in the moment of transformation, they tell me something and I'm mad. I don't want to hear it. I'm like, this is not it, right? I'm triggered as hell. But that's where the transformation is in the triggering. And so when you're a wounded mother trying to run a business, then you are not giving your clients the proper transformation because you want to be liked and you want them to like you and coddle you and say, oh my God, you're doing a great job. When the reality is nobody's transforming. You feel me? Nobody is transforming on that, okay? Where were we? Projection of unhealed wounds. Okay, onto those she nurtures. Again, onto those she nurtures, right? So that is the clients, that is the children. You're not healed and you think you're protecting, but you're not protecting, you're projecting, right? And what it's doing is it's harming. If you have real children, it's harming the children in some way. And if you have clients, right, you're nurturing your clients, you're harming the clients by doing that because again, there's no transformation happening. Let's see. She has a feeling of unworthiness. So I just tapped on that a little bit, right? When you have a feeling of unworthiness, you want your clients to like you. You're like, I want everybody online to like me. I want to be likable, right? But likability does not always breed a transformation. If you are so focused on being liked in business, then you are doing your clients and your business a disservice. And you're doing them a disservice because I want you to think of some of the most powerful people in the world. I want you to think of some of the celebrity artists that you really enjoy. They all have people who don't like them, but they get their words out, right? The one I always think of for this year, I'll use Kendrick Lamar because he's always at the top of my head. But a lot of people like his music. Right? A lot of people think he's a very creative guy. He's tapped into his feminine energy. He creates, he's, poetic, things like that. But then there is the other side of the world, the other side of people who can't stand him, who, think of whacked out murals. They tore his mural down, right? He's not really worried about the likability though, because he knows what his purpose is in this world. He knows that he has to go out and get the words out, right? Your favorite coaches, your favorite mentors, the ones who are well known, have a grip of people that don't like them, right? And when you are a wounded mother in the wounded mother essence of business, you are going to take that to heart. You're going to take that as a feeling of unworthiness, and it's not supposed to be a feeling of unworthiness. When you are the divine mother in business, you know that your sense of worthiness is not tied to likability. You are not out here attention seeking, okay? What you are doing instead is bringing wisdom. Okay, so taking it from that's the divine mother and the wounded mother, let's get into the daughters. The daughter that didn't grow up, the daughter by definition, by spiritual definition, curiosity, innocence, trust, and receiving, right? So some of these qualities, some of these traits, we don't want them to go away completely when we evolve into womanhood, when we evolve into motherhood, right? Because we always want to be open to receiving. I talk about that all the time. The divine feminine is intuition, right? Intuition is to be able to receive. You receive guidance from your source, from your higher power, right? The divine feminine is receiving. That starts within the daughter, and then it evolves and matures as you come into womanhood, right? So you don't want to lose the sense of receiving. But what does start to diminish and evolve in the daughter, the healed, spiritually divine daughter, and mature into the divine mother, is going from innocence to wisdom, right? When you are the divine daughter, you are receiving information. You are in a state of innocence, okay? Now, when you evolve into the divine mother and you want to become the mother of your business, we'll use business for this example, You can't run a business based off of innocence. You have to run it based off of wisdom. Okay? There's a maturing process that happens, right? You come from daughter to mother in the spiritual sense, daughter to mother. And so you go from innocence to wisdom, right? You go from curiosity and trusting to being the source of creation and bringing life into existence. Okay? So the involvement of the daughter into the mother is all a transformative process. And again, this is not in exactly the physical sense. It does happen in the physical sense, but I'm talking in the divine essence of the energy, right? So it's going from the daughter to the mother. You go from curiosity, innocence, and trusting, we'll say trusting all, and you take that and you come and you evolve and you transform into wisdom, into a source of creation, into intuition, into bringing life into existence. Your business needs you to bring life into its existence, okay? And you cannot bring life into existence if you are worried about control and perfectionism and rejection and all of these things. You cannot be in the divine mother while you are projecting as the wounded mother trying to run a business. You'll be stuck in loops of undercharging, over delivering, people pleasing, trying to be liked instead of trying to be an authority, all of these things. And now, like, the cycle goes on. Now you are in the state of posting to be liked, creating to be liked, instead of creating from your intuition, instead of creating from within. The divine is intuition. If you're not creating from your intuition and you're creating for likability, well then, what are we doing? What are we doing? Right? What is it? Okay? Some of you, let me take a drink of water before I get into this next part. Okay. Some of you were the wounded daughter. Okay. Whether you were the oldest daughter, the youngest daughter, the middle daughter, you were the wounded daughter, right? So I am the oldest daughter. My daughter is the youngest daughter. Okay. So just for clarification purposes. So I know first person from the oldest daughter perspective, excuse me. I know first person from the oldest daughter perspective. I have a sister. I can see from the younger daughter I get those words mixed up. I can see from the youngest daughter like a perspective, right? The oldest daughter my perception of what it would be to be the youngest daughter. Those are the words I'm trying to say. Jesus. Anyways, the wounds, depending on the order, can look different. And the wounds, depending on the essence in which you portray, can look different. You can be the youngest daughter with oldest daughter energy. You can be the older daughter with younger daughter energy, right? So again, all of this is energetic. The wounded daughter is seen as people-pleasing, over-delivering, fear of being seen, unworthiness to lead, lack of intuitive trust, and insecurity, okay? When the wounded daughter grows up and does not evolve herself into the divine mother, the wounded daughter then becomes the wounded mother. Or what you see is the woman, the grown-up woman, operating as a wounded daughter. So she physically grew, she physically went from little girl to woman, but her essence did not go from daughter to mother. And again, whether you have physical children or not, the essence did not go from daughter to mother, okay? And so when this happens, if we look at it in business, when the wounded daughter is operating the business, this goes right back to the subconscious. When the wounded daughter is operating in business and has not rewired the subconscious beliefs, then you have the people pleasing and the over delivering tendencies, right? That was one of my sons. It's very similar to the wounded mother. Okay, people pleasing and over delivering, fear of being seen. You want to show up in business, yet at the same time you fear being seen by people because the inner daughter, the essence of the wounded daughter is what is running the business. So you're supposed to show up, but then you don't, right? But then you don't. You back out. You let the wounded daughter run the show. We see this when you have children, right? When you have children and the wounded daughter is running the show, like I said earlier, you project onto the child in the name of protection, but it's not real protection. Oh, yeah, I know that. Okay. It's not real protection, okay? It's insecurity. You're projecting insecurity on. This is why sometimes when you have oldest daughters, you will see competition between the oldest daughter and the mother because the mother did not mature. The mother did not go through the internal transformation. And so the mother really is internally and has the essence of the daughter, but now there is a daughter, so then the daughter has the essence of the daughter. So you have two daughters essentially competing with one another. And when that happens, you have the real daughter competing with the grown woman daughter. And now there's tension. Now tension arises, right? And taking it out of business for a second, then you have this tension. You have a competition, right? And when the mother does not heal the inner wounds, then she creates a competition with her daughter. Well, now you've just passed on the lineage of the wounded daughter because now the daughter is spending childhood competing with the mother instead of being nurtured. The mother never went into the divine mothering, right? The mother never went into nurturing and creation and intuition and wisdom and bringing life into existence and being a source for the daughter. The mother is a threat to the daughter. I'm sorry, the daughter is a threat to the mother. The mother has now hindered the daughter because the mother did not transform, right? Even if you had kids young, even if you had children, before you even signed before you ever signed a lease on your apartment, before you ever had a car, before you ever lived on your own, if you went from daughter to mother and, before you had a frontal lobe and you had children young, it is still your responsibility to learn how to evolve, to learn how to be in the power and the essence of woman and to be the source of creation. You created a child, so now you need to create life for the children, right? You need to create money for the children. So when we think of it like that and we take it back to business, if you are able to create life and bring physical people into the world, then you can absolutely create reality. You can create life around you. You can create money out of thin air. You created a person, right? You labored, you birthed, okay? Your business is the same. You're in business and it feels, how can I word this? I want to word this the right way because it's, God, this chair. I don't want to word this in a way that makes it sound like burnout because it's not burnout if you're in the divine mothering of your business. So let me think for a second. When you are in the divine essence of business, you are the divine mother of your business and you're growing the business. Think of a pregnancy when you grow the baby, you're growing the business up. And as you grow the business, you then come to a part where it is time to labor to get the business to go, right? The divine mother knows how to move through labor with challenging yet minimal effort. And what I mean by that is it's not to say that it won't come with extra work, but it doesn't have to feel hard. Okay? So when you think of labor, for example, real labor, and if you're a mom and you have given birth, then you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. When you think about real labor, I've been in labor 3 times. Let me just give you this example off the top of my head. The first time, I didn't know what to expect. Emotional, stressed out, it hurt. The second time, I knew what to expect, but I didn't prepare anything. I didn't have any resources. So even though I knew what to expect, it was still very painful. The third time, I knew what to expect. I prepared, I had the tools, and I forgot this part. I channeled my emotions properly, right? so that it was an easy experience. And so what I mean, and the first two times I did not channel my emotions properly. And so when we bring it back to the business, the birthing process of the business, you have to channel your emotions properly, right? You need to channel them properly so that when you are in the labor phase of your business to go to whatever next level it is, even though it's challenging, it doesn't have to be painful. And what I mean by painful in the sense of business is it doesn't have to feel like burnout, like overwhelm, like running around with a chicken, like a chicken with your head cut off. It doesn't have to feel like chaos, okay? That's the best way to describe it. My first two labors, chaos. My last one, not chaos, okay? It's the same in business. When you are tapped into the divine mother in business, growing the business does not feel like chaos. There is structure, there is order, there are systems, there are automations, right? There is intuitive guidance. You know how you want your business to operate, and you will take the proper steps to make sure that the operations run like the big vision. The same way when you have a birth plan, you know how you would like it to go. Now, the baby has its own mind, but that's another topic. You do whatever you can to make sure that the plan falls in place, right? Your business vision is your guide. That is your plan. Everything that you do in business should fall in line with this. And if you are in the divine essence of motherhood and business, then you know that you are the source of creation. You can bring life, aka the business, to the fruition that you want it to see, and you can do it without kicking and screaming and throwing tantrums the whole time. You just get to be. You get to be in the essence, and you get to labor through it, but you get to labor through it without the chaos, because your emotions are where they're supposed to be. Your emotions are focused on the proper things. Your emotions are not focused on everything else. You're not looking at the scarcity. You're not mad at your husband or your baby daddy for not making more money, because you know that you can just go and create an income. You know that you are the source. You are the source of creation. You can go and create money out of thin air. You can command money to come to the business. You get to create all of that essence because you're tapped into the divine mother, which is the source of creation. Now, if you're laboring in the business and you're tapped into the wounded mother energy, well, now you're struggling. Now you're mad that your husband doesn't make more money. You're mad that the baby daddy's behind on child support. You're mad that these kids are running around and being kids and causing chaos and stuff. And now your energy is everywhere. You're exporting everywhere. You're mad that your content is not going out at the time that you wanted it to because you didn't put a system in place. You did everything off of emotion. You put no system in place, and now it's everybody else's fault. Now you are throwing a tantrum as the wounded mother, because what you really are is the wounded daughter who never grew up and healed herself to become more. All right? You are fearing the rejection. You are overgiving. You are not setting the proper boundaries. And when you're not setting the proper boundaries, it becomes everybody else's problem. When you're not following through in the essence of the power of the divine mother in business, then it is everybody else's problem. Everybody is against you. Everybody, it is a woe is me, right? I can't do it because it's so hard. I can't do it because I don't have time. I can't do it because these kids keep interrupting me. You are the source of creation. You create the time. You create the boundaries. You hold the energetic space. I want, if you have a husband and children, I want you to test something next time. I want you to pay attention to when your energy is secure, how the household responds. More so how the children respond. I want you to pay attention to when your energy is chaos, how the household responds. And again, more so how the children respond. Because I know in my house, if I'm a wreck, the house is a wreck. But if I'm centered, if I'm secure, if I know, if I'm, stable in my emotions, then the house, even if it gets a little chaotic, they center faster, right? We're not all in chaos, okay? That's how you need to operate your business. You have got to stay centered and in control. You created this business. It's your business. It came from you. You created it. So now you nurture it. You build it. You maintain it, right? You bring life to it. You bring life to the existence of your business, okay? You do that through nurturing the right things, finding the right people, creating the right content, standing in your own divine mothering power. Women were never the ones who needed saving. That is a patriarchal thing that came and started breeding into our subconscious mind since women were little girls. And I'll prove it. You think about the princesses, right? I think it's Rapunzel. Rapunzel, let down your long hair, right? She had long hair. She's the essence of beauty. What happens in Rapunzel? In Rapunzel, the man, Prince Charming, comes and saves her. I think that's the one. Maybe it's a different one. Regardless, anytime you see a princess, right, the man has come and saved her. That is the message that we have been programmed with since we were little girls, is that we need a Prince Charming to come and save us, right? That is not what the divine mothering is. That's not even what the divine daughter is, okay? The divine mother, we are the source of creation. So if the divine mother is the source of creation, what does she need to go be saved for and from, right? She can create. She can create whatever she wants. You get to go create whatever business you want. You get to go create whatever money you want. What do you need? What do you need to be saved from? Well, I just want a man to take care of me. Okay. But you don't need to be saved to do that. You get to create. What do you mean take care of you? You can create that. Create it. So you gotta rewrite these beliefs, and you gotta deprogram. And it's not, when I get into belief systems, it's not even a matter of strictly deprogramming from the things we were taught as children from our parents. You also have to deprogram yourself from the things that came on television and cartoons and the media, right? Because as women, we are women in a patriarchal society. And so the things that we see on TV, the things that we see on the news and everywhere else, it is to benefit the patriarchy. It's not for the matriarchy. And so when it's to benefit the patriarchy, well, then you're programmed subconsciously with patriarchal things. You have to take it back to the divine mothering and the divine feminine to bring the matriarchy back, to bring the order and restore back within, right? And so this is where you rewrite belief systems, not just from what your parents gave you, but from what television gave you, from what school may have given you, right? There's all these subconscious beliefs that have taken women out of the divine power and made them feel like that we have become to where we feel like the men are the prize. And this is not even like me trying to bash men. I love men, right? Like masculine energy is good. But what I'm saying in terms of standing in the divine presence is when we are not in the divine feminine, then we don't believe that we are actually we are whole. I have a mentor, she says this all the time about the chromosomes, right? The women are XX chromosomes, meaning X's are wholes. Y is not quite complete. You feel me? Like Y is not, it's not a completed chromosome. That's not to say there's something wrong with men, but what I'm saying is women are already whole within. We are the source, the center, the creator, all of that. And so when you tap into that energy, that is the energy that you run your business with, is the energy of wholeness, the energy of creation, the energy of being the source. Your business is a product of what you manifest from the source within you, in that divine essence of energy. Your business is a byproduct of that, okay? The cash you create in business is a byproduct of that. That is, it's already complete. You're already complete. If you feel disconnected from your intuition, It doesn't mean that you're incomplete somewhere. What it means is that there is a wound somewhere that has not been resolved. There is still a wounded energy floating around somewhere, whether it's in the wounded daughter that's within you that hasn't come and evolved, or the wounded mother, or whatever it is. And especially, like I said, if you skipped womanhood and you went straight from daughter to wife, so being a wife that's still a daughter to the husband, or daughter strictly to mother, right? There's an essence of womanhood that was missing. And again, I'm not blaming you. Things happen, but it's still your responsibility to take over that. And so if you are, in the wounded daughter trying to run a business, you're going to experience the burnout and the overwhelm, and it's going to take you just have to fix that so you can tap back into your intuition. Once you're back into your intuition, you are one with the divine. You are wholeness within yourself. Your intuition leads you. You can tap into the energy sources that you can't even see around you, and you get to run your business off of that. And as you run your business off of that, then the build up, the getting started, the moving to the next level does not feel so hard. It does not feel like you're swimming against the current. It does not feel like you're going upstream, right? It does not feel as hard. It will take work and some effort, right? Like labor, it takes effort, but it doesn't feel challenging and like you're fighting against something. Your business, you did not create this to fight against it. Okay, you created it to bring more peace and harmony, usually, right? Why do people create businesses? They want time freedom and they want money. Those are like the top two things I see, right? I want more time freedom. I want to be in charge of my time. I want money. I want to be able to rest when I'm tired and I'm in that phase of the cycle. I want to not have to clock into work. I want to be able to take my naps and know that I can get paid, and I want to be able to go and, take my children to do nice things, and I want to give my children a good life, and I want to have a good life. I want to get my nails done, my hair done, my lashes done, whatever it is, right? You want to do these things. You want to be able to invest in the best programs for yourself, for your children. You want to be able to take these trips, right, to these nice Caribbean islands where it's all feminine energy and you can eat a mango off the tree. You want these nice things. And so to get these nice things, well, you just need to tap back into your wholeness, to your source, to the divine mother. Whether you have physical children or not, there's a divine mother presence that lives within all women. So bring that back. Bring that essence to your business. Okay? How do you do that? Rewire your subconscious. Meditate more. The more that you meditate and journal, those are creative sources, right? When you are meditating, you are able to receive information from the divine, right? You are able to receive information from the highest self. When you are writing, you are creating, you are putting words to paper. And so as you meditate and receive the information, then you write. You're in your essence of flow, right? You receive and you execute. Excuse me, I have a message. Anyways, you receive and then you execute, and then that is that feminine energy of flow. That is that feminine essence of creation. As you write, you will see your wounds. People don't believe me when I say that, but I'm telling you, it's a fact. As you write, you see the parts of you that are wounded, the wounded mother in you, the wounded daughter in you. You understand where your fears start to stem from. Okay, if you have fear of being seen, then no wonder it is hard for you to tap into the divine mothering essence. The divine mother has no fear of being seen. Look at Mother Earth. She's all around. She's very much seen no matter what, right? And so the divine mother has no fear of being seen. If you have fear of being seen, well, then no wonder that your business is not going where you want it to go. You don't want anybody to find you. You're hiding. You're the wounded daughter hiding. You're retreating. You're afraid of facing backlash. Okay? The more you write, the more you will see these wounds. Well, what if people don't think I'm good? That was the other thing about the wounded mother in business. The wounded mother in business feels responsible for everybody else's success. You are not responsible for everybody else's success. You are responsible to give people the proper tools. As you give them the tools, their responsibility then is in their own success, right? You give them the tools. You give them the guidance. Your job is to nurture and to lead them through the transformation. If they are the ones ready to transform, they will transform. If they're not willing to transform, that is not your fault. Okay, that's a wounded mother trait, to think that it's your fault that your clients didn't transform. If you are secure and you know that you know what you're talking about, I have another mentor, she'd be like, I know, like I know, like I know, right? You know what you're talking about, then it is not your job to make them transform. It is your job to give them the tools to transform. This is where we see imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is a wounded thing. If you are in the wounded mother and you're struggling with imposter syndrome, well, that is because you feel you're in a comparison, right? You're comparing yourself to everybody else. You're not tapped into your own essence, your own feminine. You are worried about the perception from other people. You are worried about, you know, you are worried about clients not getting the right transformation because you haven't tapped back into your essence, the things that you know. Focus on the things that you know. Focus exactly on what you know, what you have learned, right? Meditate and journal. Start a journal prompt. Everything that I know, and do not even think about it. Don't even think about this prompt. Write out, these are the things that I know. Set your timer, 5 to 10 minutes. You are speaking to me. I cannot wait till our one-on-one. Oh, I'm excited. I know. What do we got? 40 minutes. Be ready. We're gonna have a good one-on-one. Be ready. Write out the things that you know, okay? And do it in a free flow state. Don't think about it. You don't have to think about what you know. That's already intuitive. Okay? Set a timer, 10 minutes. Don't set a timer. I don't care. Write for at least 5 minutes though. That's why I say set a timer. Because some of y'all be like to quit early. You haven't even tapped into the subconscious. But set a timer, at least 5 minutes. If the timer goes off and you still feel in flow, keep on writing everything that you know. Put on some nice, relaxing music in the background. Put on some energy healing music in the background. Go on YouTube, search like cleansing the space or whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, like there's one like energy clearing meditation music, right? It's all just frequencies. It's all frequencies. Put the frequencies out there and start to write, start to visualize. When you write the things that you know in a free flow type of deal, there will not be there should be no reason for imposter syndrome. Take everything that you know and write it down. And then what you can do is you can also write, what do I feel? No, don't start with what. Why do I not feel qualified to teach on X, right? Do that in a free flow state. You'll find out where that wounded energy is. This is looking slow. I hope I'm not glitching. Anyways, that is what I have for today in the Divine Mother and being the Divine Mother in business. It is time to let the daughter grow. And as the daughter grows, then the daughter becomes the Divine Mother, right? Especially if you have the wounded daughter. You do not want the wounded daughter running the business. You do not want the wounded daughter coming out to nurture the children, the physical children or the business. It's all the same. Well, not literally, but in energetic essence. Okay? You need the divine to come forward. Teach your daughters that they can create. Teach your daughters that they get to create their reality. Show them. Tap into your essence. And as you tap into your essence, you will teach your daughters how to tap into their essence. You will teach your sons how to not be afraid of divinely led women. Okay? There's a whole thing right now where like men are worried about women being too much. I'll do that live another day. But yeah, tap in. Just tap in. If you want guidance, if you're like, I need a little assistance on this, in my bio, there's a free business vision meditation. It comes with the journaling guide also. So there's already journal prompts to help guide you based on what the guided meditation, what you should uncover. So grab that. It's a freebie of mine. Go take that. If you want just more prompts on how to write for business, there's another freebie in my bio that is called the Soul Script, and it's 65 journal prompts for women entrepreneurs. Go grab that. And then the last thing I have as of now is Intuitive Writing Mastery. So that is the intuitive writing with multiple meditations in it. You can also grab that in my bio. That one is anchoring in the present, rewriting the past, and then visualization of the future. Those are the 3 meditations in there, plus a bonus meditation. And that is uniting all the versions of you to make sure that your past, present, and future self are all like in the same oneness, right? That there's no conflict. Anyways, I will see you all probably on Monday. Yeah, we're gonna come back on Monday. All right, bye.